Lovrecich here with PixlFeed, and today I'm going to show you how to get people to your website, how to get that sweet traffic to your offer so you can sell your product or service. But before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, hit that bell, subscribe to the channel for new content coming at you every single week, and let's get started. All right, so when you're looking at the whole ecosystem of the internet and where the traffic is, it's basically broken down into four different sections here. So you got your search, which is going to be your websites like Google, Yahoo, Pinterest, Bing. Some people even search on Facebook now. There's a search bar on Facebook where people can actively search for stuff. Then you got social, which is what we call pattern interrupt. This is where people are sitting around on their phones, just scrolling through, at the end of the day when you're off work or when you're bored, you're just scrolling, looking at Instagram, looking at Facebook, looking at Snapchat, just killing brain cells with nothing to do, just being bored, right? And they're pretty tricky in getting you and keeping you in that ecosystem. They're so successful for a reason, right? Okay. So basically you have these two sections of the internet. You have your search and you got your social. Again, search is when somebody is actively looking for a solution to the problem, okay? So let's say you're at home and you need to, a pipe breaks and you need a plumber right away, and you just Google, I need a plumber right now, local plumber, and boom, you get your results from the search engine. And now you go actively looking for that plumber that you can call and come out to your house ASAP and fix everything that you have going on. You're solving a problem. Social pattern interrupt is when you're scrolling through your feed, and I'm sure everybody's seen it in their ads on Instagram or Facebook or Snap or YouTube, whatever. You're scrolling, you're consuming content, and out of nowhere, somebody comes up and is trying to sell you a product or a service, and you have to be really creative with the way you do it. Okay, so now that you know the difference between the two, now it's broken down into two different things. Now you have organic placement and you have paid placement. Okay, so let me show you the difference between the two. So let's go to Google here and let's try to figure out how to buy a car, right? We all love buying a car. Buying a car is a nightmare. I love cars, but I hate buying them. I hate the process. But anyway, so as you can see here on my screen, right, you're going to be able to see, here's an article, and here are some ads. You see a little ad section right here? Ad, organic, right? So let's click on this one, how to buy a new car. So here's where people are creating content, and this is what we call natural SEO, where you're creating content, and by creating content, you can rank in all the search engines, and then you can bring them to your site that way. It's listen, organic content is always the best way to go because it's always going to be there. It's essentially free after a while. It's free. It's just time consuming, but it's free because it's always going to be there once it gets indexed by all the search engines, right? So like NerdWallet here, they went and wrote a whole article on how to get a car, and then they have an ad placement for refinance your car loan or find a new get a new car or whatever to get a new loan. So this is a quote-unquote organic placement. So the way these people are making money is by having this ad right here that's built into the article. So they get paid based on how many people see this, okay? So that's an organic type of piece to drive traffic through SEO. Okay, or you can just have an ad to your offer. So as you can see here, boom, there's an ad right here. It's a quick solution. Boom, they want to get me right away. Get started, find your car, boom, and this is their website. So they're solving a problem for me right away, and they're paying for that placement on Google, on the first page of Google. So here is where your marketing skills have to come in, and you have to figure out if, how much is my placement, my keyword costing me? So if I'm spending, $5, how much am I making on the back end? So this is a quick in and out. Okay, so solution and hit the button buy. So like buy a video game or something. So this is the difference between organic and paid placement on a search engine. You see how I'm actively seeking for a solution, and I just want a quick answer. Okay, this is paid on that one. So now let's talk about organic and paid social pattern interrupts. So let's go to my Facebook right here. It's my Facebook, okay? And let's go to my feed. All right, so what do we have here? So as you can see here, there's a sponsored post. Gyms, why can't we get leads? So if I don't know whether they're targeting me because I don't own a gym, but I do search for stuff all day for work. But so you can see here, they're trying to get my attention by using this red box right here to do what's called a pattern interrupt. All right. So when I run traffic to Facebook and Facebook ads, I try to get your attention with a video where the first 3 seconds are just like in your face. Like, for example, I have an ad right now for a product where the product is there, and I don't know where a T-Rex jumps out and just jumps at you at the screen, right? So it stops you on your tracks when you're scrolling. It grabs your attention right away. And then with all the powerful algorithms where you can target people based on what they're actively searching, what they're looking for, it's going to grab your attention and you're most likely to click. All right. The thing about paid placement on something like Facebook is that people are not actively seeking for a solution. They're just going on with their day, trying to kill time and looking at, pictures of their friends, pictures of their kids, or, pictures, whatever, videos, whatever, reading articles or whatever. So you got to have something in place that's going to catch their attention. And then this goes back to the whole online ecosystem where I explained in another video, where you send them to your funnel, then you have an autoresponder in the back end that you can keep selling them with emails, and then you have retargeting ads, and you're everywhere they go. We're following them online everywhere they go on every social platform, whether that's WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, Snap, YouTube, whatever. So paid is very powerful in places like Facebook because it's cheaper to advertise, but it's harder to acquire a client or to sell something. But once you got your formula down, it's very, very good. Another way that people do organically is when you're looking through your feed and, somebody has secrets MLM hacks and they just recorded a video and posted it. So they're creating organic content. This is not a paid for post, right? It's an organic content. He's just trying to, the more content that you put out there, the more you're going to get back. Okay. And you can do, obviously, paid's going to be way more powerful than, paid's always going to be way, way more powerful than organic because you can just throw the money and just hit the gas and go, right? But not everybody knows how to do paid. So what I have right here below in the description, there's this really, really cool site. It's called Udemy. And what they do is they have courses to learn how to do traffic, like paid traffic, and Facebook, Snapchat, Google, how to do SEO, how to do blogs, all this stuff. And the courses go from like $5 all the way to like $50, and it's super cool, man. That's how I got started. So there's a link for Udemy on the bottom of the description. Yes, it's an affiliate link. Yes, I get a small commission, but I'm telling you, it's super worth it because you're gonna learn quick the basics. You can start running traffic to whatever your offer is. Get that traffic to go to your website, because the biggest mistake that people see is they build an elaborate funnel, they build this beautiful website, and they just throw it out there, and then they wonder, why am I not getting traffic? Well, you're not getting any traffic because if you're creating organic content, like building this beautiful Instagram page, and you're not running ads, or you're blogging, or that takes time for the SEO to index everything, right? So you need to if you need the business now and you don't want to wait and you want to run the traffic and you want to scale your business and take it to the next level, you have to learn how to run paid traffic, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Google, YouTube, Snapchat, Pinterest, whatever. And Udemy has all of them to get you started. If you can't afford this huge group of courses, just start with anything Udemy. Just go in there, search for Facebook ads or search for YouTube ads or Google ads or whatever. You'll find a course. Like I said, they go from $5 to like $50. And if you don't want to buy that day, just wait a couple of days. They have sales all the time. All right. So, I mean, there's no excuse. Do that. And if you have a good offer, you have a good service, you have something to offer the world, and you're ready to build your funnel, build everything, you just need that traffic, take one of those courses, get started, take action right now. Click that link below in the description. Go to the Udemy site, check out the courses, and start bringing that traffic, start making that money. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. Talk to you guys later. Bye.